It's finally over. Stranger Things season 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seasons building up to this. Well, technically 4, I guess, right? But where to even get started, man? Where to even get started? Well, this season was confusing, to say the least. Parts of it I really enjoyed. Parts of it were just... ugh. This is spoilers, by the way. Spoilers. I enjoyed more the beginning. The end was so sloppy. Just pure slop. But the beginning, like... it all kind of went downhill when Will came out. I mean, I saw a post talking about how they took more time in Will coming out than the final fight scene with Vecna. And that's insane. What they waste, like 400 million, 200 million for this last season? And you're going to waste more time in Will coming out than the final fight scene with Vecna. Which was disappointing, by the way. Let's get that off the bat. That final fight scene with Vecna and the Mind Flare? Disappointing, brother. And what's up with the Mind Flare? What happened to him? Because they changed the Mind Flare's design on it. The Mind Flare looked badass. It looked like a dark, like shadowy type figure. And we went to this fucking Godzilla looking guy? What happened to him? Why'd they change the design? We had been thinking this is what the Mind Flare looked like for the past 4 seasons. And out of nowhere, it's Godzilla. What the fuck was that? And my other point, man, with the season, oh my gosh. Where were the fucking Demogorgons? So the crew gets over there to the other side, whatever the fucking desert looking shit is, right? Or they get to Upside Down, and there's no Demogorgons to be found? Where the fuck are they at? Are they in Cancun with the fucking Dallas Cowboys or what? Where are they at? Because they're nowhere to be found. Did Vecna give them a vacation? Paid fucking days off? What happened? Because, I mean, there was after the directors came out and they gave an interview and they said that Vecna was caught by surprise. That he didn't expect an attack. That it was a surprise attack. But Vecna, in that scene where Hopper was with 11 in the bathtub or whatever, in the Upside Down, Vecna literally looked at his mind, and Vecna showed Hopper what was gonna happen. That 11 and her sister had been talking about how she was gonna kill herself. So Vecna knew the plan, and he did nothing. He just ate it. No Demogorgons, no the dogs, no bats. Nothing. The crew just walked in there like nothing. Just killed him off. Easy peasy, right? I have no clue what the fuck happened with that. And the final scene, man, like I remember watching it, and Vecna had just died, or he was about to die, and I paused it, and there was still like 40 minutes left. I was like, what? What are we gonna do in these 40 minutes left? What's gonna go on in this 40 minutes? And then they go and show what they do in school, they graduate, blah 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 blah, right? But the actual ending, I actually liked. Like the final ending, like right before the show ends, I really like that scene, where they're playing D&D and supposedly Mike, the storyteller, talks about he gives like an alternative ending to 11. You know, I mean, I guess you can kind of say, reading between the lines, did she actually die? Did she not die? It's up to the viewer's interpretation to see what type of ending they want to choose, right? I mean, I think she clearly died. That was just bullshit, though. But I mean, I guess if you want to believe she stayed alive, you can go with that ending, because they even show her going to the 2 waterfall shits, right? So you can choose that. And then when Mike is they all go upstairs, and then Mike is going upstairs, and you see his little sister and his friends go down there, and they start playing D&D, and he's just looking at them, and they're just talking to each other, trying to get the hang of the game. And I was like, man, bro, like that's what it was about. That's how it all started. The crew was like that at one point. Back in 2016, man, when they were all still little kids. And then them going through the flashbacks when they were all little kids. I mean, say what you want about Stranger Things, man, but yeah, I mean, I grew up with the show. I watched this since the show came out, and the first season was amazing. In my opinion, first season was the best one. First season I really enjoyed, and I mean, it's the end of an era. In some way, we kind of grew up with these kids. Like, they were little kids in season 1, literally little kids, and now they're adults, millionaires, but they're adults now. We kind of grew up with them. We got to see them grow up, and season by season, and then in this final season, you look at them in their flashbacks, and you're like, oh my gosh, they were so small. Like, time passes by so fast. It's already the end of the show. And I know they have multiple spin-offs, whatever, coming up of this show, but I've been seeing a lot of people talking about this show and talking bad about the final season, comparing it to Game of Thrones season 8 or whatever, the last season. But I personally don't think it was that bad. I mean, it wasn't. I think it was the weakest season of all the Stranger Things seasons, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, if I have to give it a rank, I would probably rate it like a 7, a 6.5. You know, other than the ending and the really disappointing fucking fight with Vecna, like, bro, you're telling me. Something else I found so stupid was when Will was supposed to be in his mind, right? He was getting shot or whatever, and then he tells the crew, Nancy and all them, to go and fight Vecna, to go kill Vecna, basically, and he stays behind with his mom. And bro, dead ass, they were running towards the fucking mind flare. And maybe 10 minutes pass by in the show, and they still don't get to the fucking mind flare. Like, you could see the mind flare, like, literally, right? Almost like, what, maybe if they sprint, they'll probably get there in like 2-3 minutes. And they take forever to fucking get there, bro. Forever. And then the mind flare gets up and starts trying to eat them or whatever. And then Nancy's like, all right, let me come with this plan. And I'm gonna lure it to this fucking canyon. Y'all go on top of this canyon and y'all stop shooting at it. And then they instantly appear up there out of nowhere. Legitimately, like, takes less than 2 minutes for them to get up there. And then Nancy runs to the fucking canyon, and she's about to get ate. She's about to get ate by the mind flare. And then they all start shooting it out of nowhere. They spawn on top of the hills, on the mountains, whatever. I was like, what? Y'all literally took 20 minutes to reach it, and y'all didn't even end up reaching it. And then out of nowhere, boom, y'all spawn on top of the hills? Makes no sense. Let alone Nancy. What, Nancy? 85 pounds. Wet, soaking wet, maybe? Going on one hand to hand with that mind flare? Outrunning that fucking mind flare. Crazy. But I mean, yeah, man, it's the end of an era. You know, say what you want to say about it. Overall, it was a good show. You know, I recommend watching it. I recommend anybody watching it. It's a show you could pick. Anybody could pick up. And regardless about all this controversy with Will and all that, you know, I mean, it's 2025. What are you gonna do? You can't do anything about it. But it being that much of a focal point to the story was kind of weird. Like, bro, the world's about to end. Are we really gonna discuss this right now? Like, we ain't got nothing better to talk about. But hey, like I said, it's 2025. That's just, it is what it is. But that show, it's gonna. I remember watching it, man. Like I said, I remember watching it since day one. And the first season, before anybody started talking about it like that, and then it blew up. Everybody knows who Stranger Things now, pretty much. Everybody. It's a huge, huge show. And of course, Netflix is gonna milk the fuck out of it. They're gonna milk squeeze every fucking drop out of that show. Spin-offs, animations, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, man, like I said, it wasn't terrible, but it was disappointing. I expected more from this final season. I expected something insane, especially for the amount of money they put in. It going to theaters. I expected fucking something special, but it was honestly disappointing, man. But yeah, man, thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe.